Okay, we'll take a step back, but just take us through the camp and how long you were overseas for and just what you're up to over there. And because it was a pretty intense, but it sounds like it was just what you needed, yeah.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. It was everything. Everything I wanted in a camp anyway. So I went over there and we with Steve and all that. Didn't do nothing. It was nothing special. All we did was basics, like work on the basics, and it was just a lot of hard work fixing on a few bad habits I've got. He was just working over all them, and at the end of the day, it always just comes back down to basics. So he was real big on just drilling the basics in me. A lot of mountain runs, which it was really nice, man, like running up the mountains, good scenery and that. And it was just a lot of hard work.
And hard work for a very good reason. So we will go back even further. So take us through when you got the phone call. How long ago was that? And then when were you're thinking, holy hell, this is, when you got the news that you've got a crack at a world title. Take us through that moment.
Yeah, man. So we're just planning to have kind of like a fight back, obviously after injury, and then obviously Angelo got the opportunity for us to fight for the IBO World title. So Angelo and Glenn. And then when they told we're out for dinner at Armin's having some good old steak, and then they were like, man, funny enough, they were just like, oh, it'll be good, Floyd will be able to fight for a world title sort of thing. And then they were like, man, we've already got some news for you here. And I was like, what's that? And they're like, you're fighting for a world title. And then I was kind of just like, no, whatever. And then they're like, yeah, look, here's the message, showed me the message. And I was just like, oh, sweet, man, this is everything I've dreamed of. So we'll open up a lot of doors too, to fight for other world titles anyway. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, obviously it must have been a moment of disbelief, as you say, but also you did notice the date, didn't you? The date of the fight. So that's sort of added to the you're being wound up. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, so they said it first, and then the date came like not long after it. And then when they were like, "Oh, it's on April's 1st," I was like, "This is probably a big setup." Like they just said it's a world title, and then it's on April's Fool's Day. So I was like, "Yeah," but yeah, at the end of the day, it's on April's Fool's, but I'll be winning that fight, so that's all that matters.
Exactly. Yeah. So it is real, and it's all ahead
real.
full.
Yeah.
And you're not a spring chicken anymore. But did you think perhaps, maybe the ship had sailed? But from what I understand, you've worked towards this.
Yeah.
How would you describe that?
Yeah, man. Oh, so I was in the amateurs for a while, and then turned pro at like 25, 26. So it's just been a long, hard to get fights and long, just long times in between fights. So it's been a lot of hard work in the making. And at the end of the day, I feel good and feel good for my age too, because I don't drink or nothing, look after my body. I eat heaps of healthy food. So what you put in your body is what you get out, I guess. So I feel good. And then the other thing is, up in my division, man, you look at all the world champs now, other than Jai, but a lot of them are 36, 37. Even look at Usyk, I think he's about 36 now. He's gone up to heavyweight. But in our division, man, I reckon the more mature you are, that's what really pays off in our weight division. And even Badu Jack, he just fought in the weekend and won the world title. I'm pretty sure he's getting close to 40. So I've got plenty of years left, I reckon. And obviously not drinking and looking after my body, I know that's going to add years on my career.
And just going through your career, just for the people who don't, just run through it quickly. Just give us a bit of a, as fast as amateurs. Just going through your career. Just to quickly give us a rundown. Okay, amateur, how many fights, blah blah blah.
Yep.
And then the move to WA, then the move back over here.
Yes. In the amateurs, I probably had around anywhere from 40 to 50 fights. Same thing.
New Zealand?
Nah, New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah.
It was just hard in our weight divisions, man. It's real hard to get the fights, in the lighter weights to the heavyweights. So I was in the amateurs for a long time, and then I came to Australia, and it was just real hard to get because I couldn't represent the country. So there wasn't much happening for me in the amateurs. So I decided to turn pro. And then when I would turn pro, I just went full-time boxing. I was like, man, I want to have a proper crack at this and train full-time. So obviously, as you know, I was telling you before, I started living off the wife's wage, and so I could dedicate full-time to it. And I did a few PTs here and there to get money, to get by and all that. But so just ever since I turned pro, even in the amateurs, man, I would work. I get up in the morning, go to work all day. get up in the morning, train, go to work all day, and then go back to training 6 days a week. So, and then when I turned pro, it was the exact same thing. But now I've got time to recover throughout the day and do my recovery, and then keep on top of my training.
So you started that sort of that system in place when you're in Perth, wasn't it? And your wife's a nurse, is that right? Yeah.
No, my boarding manager. Close.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. So, but she's obviously, and she's carrying the weight now. But you did, like she's putting the bread on the table.
Yeah.
It must be
because it's hard in a way because like I'm a Christian as well, so I believe in kind of like the man should be providing for the family. So it was a hard thing to do, but at the end of the day, like the wife was all for it too, and we've both made sacrifices, and now all this hard work will start paying off.
And as you say, but that must be such a driver to know that you're not just doing it for yourself, and as you say, you got twins on the way. They're only 2 months away, so you've got plenty of incentive.
Man, it's been good. Yeah, we've got twins on the way, and it's been really good. Like even the hard work is starting to pay off because I've got sponsors jumping on board where it's paying a wage, so I can train full time. So there's not as much stress on the wife as well. So and then obviously the fight purses will start going up, but those mornings when you don't feel like getting up and training, or when you're going through hard rounds or hard on the bags or something, like even I remember running that mountain in Vegas, man, it's a mind game. So when I'm running up the mountain, all I'm thinking about is like obviously the sacrifices made and what I'm fighting for. So it just makes hard times easy when you got something to fight for, I guess.
And you are fighting here. Obviously, you're a Kiwi, but do you call Australia half home, or what? How do you?
Yeah, man. I think it's like New Zealand's always home. New Zealand's always home to me, but New Zealand and Aussie are pretty much the same country, really. So at the end of the day, I've been here for about 11 years now, and so I call this just as much home as New Zealand. So but yeah, obviously I'm always going to represent New Zealand, and it's cool I could represent Australia as well.
And it's been a long time between drinks. I know that for New Zealand to have a champion, like obviously Parker and that sort of stuff, but there was someone recently. But you're sort of, there's no one really tapping on the door across the ditch there.
The only other one is he's actually in my weight division. He's fighting that Lion Sakoli, David Light. So yeah, he's fighting for a real big title. So at the end of the day, man, if he could win that, I win mine. Like it'll be me, Jai, and David Light. And it's a small. Tasman fighters sort of thing are like taking over, so it'll be awesome.
Okay, so how far is the fight away? How many?
It's about 5 weeks.
5 weeks, okay. Right.
Yeah.
So just take us through the program here, obviously. But the other good thing, actually, we might just step on it now. But Steve's coming over as well.
Yeah. So next week Steve gets here, and he's just going to finish my camp over here up to the fight. So right now I'm just ticking over, getting in the work with Barris. He's another southpaw, so I'm doing a lot of work with him right now just to keep, obviously drill in with southpaw and all that. Doing running Mount Cooper instead of the mountain in Vegas. So it's been good.
How often are you doing the Mount Cooper run? How often?
So I'm working it out with Steve right now. I'll probably do it 3 times a week. 3 times a week, the Mount Cooper run, and then the other 2 days is my S&C, and then I go swimming as well. So in between the boxing.
Okay, anything else that we haven't touched on there? Obviously, what do you think of the bloke you're fighting? Obviously, he's
I think he's good. He's got it looks like he's got all the basics down packed. He's just a solid all-round fighter. He's good on the jab, comes forward, tough and durable. I think his style suits me too. So it's going to be. I reckon it's stylistically we're going to suit each other. It's going to be a good fight.
And just going back to the very first question that we asked, you're not reinventing the wheel here, are you? Like with Steve, you're just refining what you do.
That's it. Everything comes down to your fundamentals, I reckon. So he's real big on the basics and all that. So we're just working on our basics and just sharpening on a little things. He still kept my style, but he just added a few things to it that I was doing wrong that I could tidy up. So it's not like I'm changing my whole new style. I'm just tightening up a few things on defense and offense. So
And just finally, we're talking about 5 weeks. That means it'll be just a couple of weeks later you're expecting the twins. So it's going to be
it's going to be a bit of a...
It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks for you. But you're going to get the missus. You're going to let her sit ringside or what?
I think she's going to watch it on TV, to be honest, because she'll be pretty close. So and as you know, they'll most likely come early. So it'll be good though. win a world title, have the twins, and then I'll be back to it, defending it. So it's going to be a good year, 2023.
And it's on Fox as well, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
platforms, and you're going to go into Fight TV as well, so it's got.
Yeah, I think they're going to do it on obviously Fox KO or whatever it is, and then they're going to do the live stream for people overseas on Fight TV, so everyone can still watch it. So I think it'll be hopefully it'll get some eyes watching and open some doors for the next one.
Anything else that we haven't spoken about that you really like about the campaign? Anything about that that's interesting that perhaps I don't know all the questions, mate. So anything you'd like to bring up, or
no, man, I think we've pretty much covered it today. Other than,
well, obviously Ace Boxing is sort of when you joined up with them, they seem to have things have.
Yeah, man, it's been awesome. Like with Glenn and Ace and all that, they've they brought me over here and allowed me to train full time and have got me some good fights and all that. So it's just been, obviously last year was a real challenging year in a way, just because almost had a fight, someone would pull out, and then I would have a fight, and then I got a medical problem, and then got better from that, and then I was about to fight again, and then another medical problem. So it was just one thing after another. So it was a real challenging year, but all it does is add fuel to the fire. So I'm hungry as for fight right now, and just can't wait to get in there.